Hello there and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Dielle Charon and I'm a sales coach for aspiring and scaling women of color coaches. Today we're going to talk all about choosing your niche, the godforsaken niche. This is the thing that keeps coaches up all wee hours of the night, constantly changing their bio, constantly changing their I help statement, and they're trying to spend every single waking moment figuring out their niche. Well, today we're going to solve that right from the jump. Let's talk about choosing your niche. So your niche is just a specialty. I want you to think about the doctor, how there's a general doctor and then there's an OBGYN, there's a dermatologist. It's doctors, but they have specialties. So you're a coach, you will always be a coach, and then you can have a specialty on top of that. It's so important to know that all niches work. Every single niche works. I have seen $1 million, $10 million weight loss coaches. I've seen $1 million, $10 million life coaches. Every single niche works. There's not one niche that's more profitable than the other. So that's so important to realize. You don't have to stay up at night trying to be like, well, what's my unique positioning? What if every single niche works and you can make money in all of them? I also want to name too that you can be a general life coach. What that means is you can coach anyone on anything. I have a general life coach and she's like my therapist, but she's a life coach. And so I bring to her my marriage issues, I bring to her my health issues, I bring to her my business issues. I talk to her about everything. So general life coaching can be an option for you as well. If you're picking a niche, you want to pick within the 3 areas of health, wealth, and relationships. Health, wealth, and relationships. This covers relationship coaches, marriage coaches, dating coaches, friendship coaches, mom-daughter relationship coaches, parenting coaches, family coaches, anything where there's a relationship. Wealth can cover money, business, and career. I saw some statistic that said that career coaches are booming right now. People are hiring so many career coaches. Money coaches say you're a debt payoff coach, or business coaches like myself. And then we have health coaches. So those could be any sort of health need. It could be a general health coach. It could be a weight loss coach. It could be a hormone and fertility coach. It could be a gut health coach. I have even seen like acne skin coaches. I have seen it all. There are so many different options. But the 3 categories that I just named, health, wealth, and relationships, those are some of the most profitable categories because people are always going to buy things for their health. Think about wellness companies, gym memberships, supplements. People are always going to buy wealth. Think about college, thinking about books, think about career courses. And people are always going to buy things for relationships. Think about Gottman therapy. There are always going to be people who are going to be buying in those 3 categories. Now, here are some questions to help you kind of unpack, okay, well, what should my niche be? I want you to think about, if you're an expert, what are you an expert in? Get very, very clear on what you're an expert in. If you were to wake up one day and say, I'm an expert in blank, what would it be? Now, this doesn't mean that you're a perfectionist or you know everything under the sun, but it means that you have answers and you know how to find the answer if you don't know. That's what being an expert is. So think about, what are you an expert in? Think about what you've already had experience doing. Have you had experience in your 9-to-5 doing something like this? Have you had experience in your free time helping friends and family? For me, I was helping my friends and family have side hustles. That's when I thought I could be a business coach because I was already doing it. So what have you already created experience in as well? Think about, what have your friends asked you for help over? I always joke with my friends, if I wasn't a business coach, I would be a career coach because my friends always ask me to look at their resumes. And I give them resume tweaks and then they get interviews from those. And so what are the things that your friends are asking you about and that your friends talk to you about as well? And then think about your own transformation and your own story. What have you been successful at? What have you been able to do for yourself? I have my hairdresser who has her own hair salon. I keep telling her, I'm like, you can be a hair salon coach because you have a 6-figure hairstyling business. That is a result that you have. And so it also doesn't have to be that big. What if you've been married for 10 years and you and your partner really fight? There's an inner working and there's a reason why you all have been successful. And so you can be using that as an example too. So what has been your own breakthrough? What results have you created in your own life? And then my favorite question to ask, which is what can you speak about for hours and hours and hours? As a coach, you're going to be creating content, you're going to be on sales calls, you're going to be on coaching calls with clients for hours and hours and hours. And what is something that you can talk about for hours? What is something that you are always going to be having ideas about? What is something that you can talk about it this way and talk about it that way and include this and include that, and you also need to think about this and you also need to think about that? Like, what can you create a whole YouTube channel about? Because you have so many things to say. You also want to make sure that your niche covers those things. And my final plot to you is choose one niche and sign a client right away. Choose your niche, sign a client right away. Do not stay in niche confusion land. Niche confusion land will be one of the biggest ways that you will slow down making money, because you do not need to have the most perfect niche, and this niche does not have to be a lifelong passion of yours. I have other passions outside of business coaching. I love to dance. I'm starting to get into cooking. I have other passions other than business coaching, but I'm not trying to create a business out of all of those single passions. So it's so important to make sure that you're not trying to make sure your life's mission and values and purpose and passion is all within this one itty bitty niche. You want to choose a niche that can sign you your first client and then can sign you and help you make money from there. All right, thank you so much for tuning into this video. Click the description for all of my links, my podcasts, my free trainings, and I will see you in the next one.